Welcome to Doing Business in Ghana on the TG Africa YouTube channel. And in this video, what I wanted to discuss is some of the mistakes a lot of people in the diaspora make trying to do business in Ghana. Now, one mistake a lot of people make is they basically try to get involved in way too many things. And what I mean by this is that in a place like Ghana, one thing you will learn is that there's pretty much opportunities everywhere you look. And what people tend to do is they start to dabble in multiple different things at the same time. But the problem with doing this is that you're basically spreading your time, your effort, and your resources in too many areas. So it basically denies you the capacity of developing the kind of mastery you need to be able to truly thrive in a particular sector. Because whilst there's a lot of opportunities, there are also a lot of challenges that come in any particular sector. And it really requires a lot of focus needed to truly be able to find a niche and find a way to actually develop a competitive advantage in that sector. And when you're basically spreading yourself too thinly, unfortunately, it means that you're holding yourself back from developing the kind of resilience and persistence needed in order to be able to thrive. Because you need a certain degree of passion to be able to overcome the necessary obstacles that you will face. So for a lot of people, because they are pretty much dabbling in a bit of this and a little bit of that, the minute they face some kind of obstacle or challenge, they are very quick to basically quit. And the only way you would basically keep going and overcome some of the obstacles you'll face is because you have a high level of passion. But it's very difficult to have a high level of passion if you're only focused on things that are trendy or popular and you're not actually focused on things that you're genuinely passionate about. Now, another reason why a lot of people um, tend to make in terms of a mistake trying to do business here is they fail to leverage on their unfair advantages. And what I mean by unfair advantages is your work experience, your skill sets, and any expertise or knowledge that you have. Now, it's okay to be interested in a particular sector, but it's also important that you are going to approach doing business in that particular sector in a way where you're capitalizing on your unfair advantages because you need to basically develop an edge. And if you don't have an edge, you're basically putting yourself in a disadvantageous position because a lot of people who are in that sector are people who have a lot of experience. They are people who have truly mastered the sector, so they are able to basically have a greater competitive advantage than you. Now, the only way you can overcome that is by leveraging on your unfair advantages, because what that means is that you're bringing something new to the market that doesn't currently exist. And another really big mistake a lot of people make in Ghana is that they overinvest way too much in their business ideas. Now, what people need to understand is that there's a big difference between having a good idea and having a viable business. And not all good business ideas can actually translate into an actual business. So a lot of people are going straight ahead and investing in their business ideas without conducting the necessary market intelligence needed to actually evaluate the viability of the business idea. And what we mean by viability is we're basically trying to figure out whether the contextual environment is actually indicating that this business idea has a high likelihood of success. And that is what comes from gathering market intelligence. And when you fail to gather the necessary market intelligence, you're basically increasing your risk profile. Now, when you increase your risk profile, you're basically setting yourself up for failure because, at the very least, with market intelligence, you're going to be learning how you need to iterate on your business idea or pivot. Because if you ask a lot of people who have successfully started businesses here, one of the things they've done very well is that their original idea has gone through so many iterations to get it to where it was, because as they learn more about the market, about the customer they are targeting, the more they are able to basically use that information and generate valuable insights which they can then use to tweak their business ideas. But a lot of people are basically just coming straight here. They want to start this business in that sector, and they just invest straight away without actually taking the time to gather the necessary market intelligence. And what I will say is that another reason why a lot of people fail when they try and do business in Ghana is because they make the mistake of underestimating the extent of how much they have a knowledge and skills gap when it comes to entrepreneurship. You see, a lot of people are actually coming back to do business who used to work a 9 to 5, or they were employees. And unfortunately, it means that when you don't invest in actually trying to acquire entrepreneurship skills and knowledge, what you're doing is that you may have a really good business idea, but your competency is not strong enough for you to effectively execute on that business idea, because you've underestimated the extent to which you need to retrain yourself and learn more about what it actually means to be an entrepreneur and to actually acquire some of the core competencies needed to be successful as an entrepreneur. What I would say is that the good thing is that there are a lot of transferable skill sets which a lot of us have acquired from our prior works experience. But one thing people need to take seriously is the extent they need to invest in acquiring entrepreneurship training. Because what the world's best entrepreneurs do is that they invest a lot in learning from other more experienced entrepreneurs, because they understand the importance of basically acquiring the type of competencies needed to be a proper business operator. Now, I hope you found this video useful, and if you have any more questions about doing business in Ghana, feel free to book a consultation with us. The link should be below in the description, and make sure to get yourself a copy of The Great Return.